Friends, this is an article written by Chief Minister of Delhi himself, Arvind Kejriwal, Times of India, 21st August. He says change and needs. He's highlighting the education sector in Delhi, which has been revamped as a chief ministership. He says the Delhi education model is the way forward for the country development. I am talking about this article. Let me read it for you. There isn't a single developed country which does not have citizens well educated. Providing good education to all citizens is necessary if India is to be counted as a developed nation. Now here we agree, friends, until the education and health of a country is good, we can never be called a progressive country, and rather we are a developed country, and to reach the tag of a developed country, the education and health indicate to be really very good. It is easy to talk about the development, however it entails painstaking efforts to actually make it happen. Here I agree with him because, as we all know, investment in health and education, the fruits are not, we do not get fruits just in 2 years or 5 years down the line. It work done in decades. Massive improvements have taken place in the sector in Delhi in the last 3 years. When we took over, government schools were in very bad states, were non-functional. Many schools did not have proper drinking water facilities. Furniture was broken, blackboards were shabby, there was no cleanliness, buildings were dilapidated. Many classes had more than 100 students each. In short, government schools had a very good atmosphere. As soon as we took over, we doubled the expenditure on education from 5,000 crore to 10,000. We first tackled infrastructural deficiencies. 4 areas were addressed on a war footing: cleanliness, toilets and drinking water. Simultaneously, we ordered construction of 8,000 new classrooms in existing schools. Another 10,000 rooms have been ordered this year. Blackboards in many schools were replaced with swanky green or white boards. Furniture were replaced on a massive scale. Schools were painted. So replacing blackboards with green and white boards is very important, because blackboards writing with chalk causes a lot of respiratory problem, and green and white boards are savvy, health friendly. Shabby buildings were either repaired or new buildings by raising them. All these steps together created a congenial environment in which in school students felt like learning and teachers felt like teaching. Tackling infrastructure was easy, it only needed political will and money. The more complex question, how do you uplift the morale of the 55,000 strong workforce of principals, officials and staff? This is where Education Minister Manish Sisodia and his advisor Atishi Marlina played a critical role. They are confidence by constantly engaging with them, listening to them, sympathizing with them, problems and often solving them. Teachers and principals were made to feel important and respected. Principals sent abroad to Cambridge and Harvard universities for training. For the first time in India, principals of the schools were being sent abroad for training. Wow, this is something really exciting and good, because most of the time in TV we see politicians making use on taxpayers' money, and this is really good, man. For the first time, principals of the government schools were being sent abroad for training. Teachers were sent to IIMs for training. They came back in great energy and enthusiasm. It's been just over 3 years. This is quite encouraging so far. Not just the physical environment of the schools has improved, exam results have shown improvement. Class 12 board results of government schools in Delhi have been better than of private for the last 2 consecutive years. Again, a first more than 600 students from government schools have qualified JEE exam in the last 2 years. Another critical initiative was taken to make active participants in school affairs. For the first time, parent-teacher meetings were organized in government schools in 2016. Well, friends, we also know that parent-teacher meeting were heard in private schools, and now even government schools. As we listen to radio FM, we see those messages. Many parents met the teacher for the first time. PTM changed the view of many teachers who earlier used to think poor people were not interested in their children's education. Parent-teacher meetings are now a regular feature. School management committees have also been formed in all schools, and school management committee consists of principal, some teachers and few parents. Parent may be elected by the general body of parents of all students of the school. School management committee has given powers and some finances. This experiment has been tried for the first country with great success. We believe in coexistence of both and government school. As long as private school follow the laws, government does not interfere in their functioning. Well, here I would like to add a message to government officials also, and in general to the public, that we should not discourage private schools. because we have seen private schools and private hospitals have contributed great to the country. This should never ever be discouraged, rather they should be encouraged. They have their own objectives and are doing well to the society. There were complaints of extortionist fee hikes by some private schools. Those schools are on government land were not allowed to increase their fees without a government audit. Well, I'm not talking about the schools who have taken land on lease from the government. I'm talking the government should see to it that increase the supply side. So when there will be more supply of schools, classrooms, whether it's private or government, so the fees automatically will decrease. So the government should encourage private schools to come up, be it on government land or on their own risk by buying private land. As a result, only 25 schools have been allowed to increase up to 10% fees in the last 3 years. Almost 6 schools have been ordered to refund excess fees charged. Again, it is for the first time in India that private schools refunded excess fees. As per Delhi education model, education is free up to 12th class. For higher education after 12th class, the government has set up a trust to provide loans of back. Economically weak students and those students who wish to fund their own college education can avail these loans, education loans. It is very easy to loan. You don't need to give any collateral. The government acts as a guarantor. The student prepays it in easy installment repayments. Start 1 year after completion of graduation. For those students who take up a job immediately after 12th class, skill centers are being set up in collaboration with the government. These centers offer 1 year vocational course. The first skill center set up ago is doing extremely well with 100% placements in all 3 years. The government is planning to open many such skill centers all across Delhi. Our kids are our biggest assets. They are the future of the country. If we provide them good education, no one can stop India from becoming a developed. The writer is the Chief Minister of Delhi, Arvind Kejriwal. Good article.